Hi everyone, welcome. This is part 2 of my Edwina McNamee color along. This is Hocus Pocus. This is available on her Etsy shop. And of course the link will be in the description. Tonight I think I'm going to do this guy because I have a fun idea for this guy and then possibly her outfit. So I'm going to pull you in and we'll start up here. Okay, sorry about the wiggling there. Okay. So I think these are supposed to be clouds because of how this one comes across the moon. But I wanted to make mine a little more magical because these are the Sanderson sisters. So I'm going to do the Northern Lights kind of feel. So it's going to be a little bit of a project here just because of the way it's drawn, because it's not drawn to be that. But we're going to make it work. So I had a sticky note here. For the Northern Lights, in case you ever want the combo, this is what I use. You can add, take away, or swap whatever colors you feel necessary. This is Prismacolors. So normally I would either start with black and work my way to light, or light and work my way to black. However, because I'm going to try to hide these lines that are drawn in, I'm starting like kind of in the middle. So my darkest colors are going to help hide these lines. So everywhere there's a black line, I'm putting indigo. And when I get the other colors in, I think it'll help hide it a little more. And we can always use a white gel pen to kind of help make it look more cosmic if we need to. But this just kind of makes this black line disappear a little bit. So it's a little more, oh, I colored her hair. And it doesn't have to be perfect because Northern Lights are very blendy and streaky anyway. Turning a little. So I'm just kind of coloring against the line as close as I can and as dark as I can, and then bringing it out. Now remember, same as if we were doing a galaxy, we want to be able to blend, so we're going to go lighter as we go outward. I hope this works. I didn't practice it first, so this is just the idea in my head here. I'm going to try not to color my stars best I can. Sometimes I forget they're there, but that's okay. Okay. Now you can kind of see where it goes off and comes back. So I'm going to follow that a little. I'm going to make it look like it just goes out of the border and comes back in. Now the other thing when you get all your blue in that you're going to want to look at is everywhere outside of this blue fading outwards is going to be black, so that our highlight right here is in the middle of the page. So if you have anything that you don't want black up against, if you feel like it'll blend in, like maybe this fingernail right here, just an example, you don't have to do it like this, you can go ahead and put your blue around it. This just kind of helps you shape your page a little. It's kind of a weird spot with the one little hair there, but okay. So again, I'm just going to bring this blue out a little further up here. Now this cloud I'm going to leave for a minute. I'm not going to make it part of this because it's not really connected in any way. There's no way to connect it. So I might leave this a cloud. But I am going to lightly come around on the outside. I'm not going anywhere toward the moon. Just the outside of where the black lines stop. And I'm just kind of filling that in a little. So this cloud I might do in acrylic paint. But I still want that blue around it. I don't want it to look like it's not related. That makes sense. Okay, and I forgot the underside here, so just going under this side now. Okay, just kind of filling in around her hair a little. I will bring the black in, but this just kind of helps it stand out a little. Okay, just pulling these out a little more now that I kind of have a feel of what's going on. This I'm not sure is supposed to be a cloud because there's another streak right here. So I'm going to go ahead and color it as a cloud for now. So I'm not going to color over it. And same with this streak. I'm going to go around it with my blue just like I did up top. I almost colored her arm, so don't color her arm. Now this section I'm going to leave white for just a minute. Depending on how I decide to do the glass, if I make it see-through as it appears, I will color it and lighten it so that it looks like it's pulled forward. But for now I want to make sure that's the color it's going to end up being. Oh, then I colored her finger a little, so we're just going to blend that out if we can. Remember, blending out is sometimes easier than erasing. Then I kind of did it again. Okay, so now that we have all that in, we're going to look at our colors. Let's go ahead and sketch in a little of our black next, just so we can see how dark it's going to be. If you want to glow around your stars, go around them with a white pencil first, and then any color you accidentally hit the white with will automatically be lighter. As you can see, I'm not going hard, not blending yet, just putting it in. So we're kind of going to lose that little swirly. You can go around it and go over it with brown if you would like, but I feel like that might throw off the sky a little here. Now, if you're doing a lighter sky, obviously you will still see it, so I don't really know what's going on with the hair right here. I feel like maybe I need to come back with my yellow. Okay, around this moon, I am not going any closer to the moon with this black. That is not what we want. Staying away from the moon. And then up here. Oh, nope, don't do that. That's part of my... I knew that too. Okay. Good thing I wasn't pressing too hard. Okay. So everything is... This is where I meant to go. Okay. Now I'm going to jump to the start of my pattern, and I'm going to put in my chartreuse. And I'm not going to fill in the whole swirl, but I'm going to try to go down the center. Now, this spot's going to be a little funky now, but we'll fix it up. This is the main important part where you really want to keep your center bright, because it's going to be like the main portrait here. And I'm going to do this one as a cloud, I think. Okay, then we're going to go spring green. We're just going to go around it. I'm not going to worry too much about getting close to the edge because I have another color to put in. And these look a little better if you are a little wild with your colors. Okay, light aqua. Whoa, sorry. Now I'm throwing things. It's a little closer to the edge here. Okay, getting right up against that black line. And then true blue. And this is where we're going to kind of go over that line a little bit. So everything is very linear right now. So we're going to make this spot a little darker just because I accidentally colored it. But this is where we're going to start mixing colors a little. So we're pulling that indigo blue into this here. See how it starts to hide that line a little bit? That's kind of what we're going for. So this does take a little bit, and if you don't have enough indigo blue, you will have to come back and add some. So you can see where I need a little more of the aqua because this and chartreuse don't blend well together. So if we start getting an ugly color, we don't have enough aqua down. Bringing in that dark a little more. There's a couple spots I want to make sure are a little darker here. Okay, so just kind of playing around with that a little bit. And then once you feel like you got it all mixed up real good, remember not to go too far in. That's why I put my light in first, so I could kind of see how far to pull it in. Come back with your chartreuse. And very messy, like blend. Trying to get around this hair without smearing the orange too much here. We're just gonna messy blend. Okay, just making sure my center stays a little bright. All right, so I will add stars to this, which will help that effect some. But after that, all you have to do trying to go too fast here, is just go back and darken your black. Now, like I said, this part is up to you, but you can take, if you have a Jelly Roll Moonlight, just to help kind of hide some of those black lines. Or if you like the white better, because the white will kind of go with your stars a little. Maybe if I can get mine to work. So I'll kind of show you both sides here. Might have to swap white pens though. I had another one pulled because one was giving me trouble. Give me 1 second to find my other pen here. Okay, so I had to pull a whole new one. So these are the ones I found that work really well. I happened to grab these one day thinking they were Arteza white gel pens, and I called them Artezas forever before I realized they are Brush Art. But these work amazingly well. The only issue I have with them is when they do start getting low, then they do start to cut out like all the other gel pens. But other than that, once you get them started, these pens work really well, and they go over top of everything. So definitely worth it if you can't find Arteza. I think I might like the white a little better. Oh, I got the shakes. So that is what the white will look like. So totally up to you, whichever you like. I am going to add stars to it other than the yellow ones that are put in, so I'm not going to worry too much about the perfection of it. But I am going to let me darken this sky up real quick. Okay, so for the most part, that is how that is going to look. I will quickly show you how to add the stars. So if you have white acrylic paint in a toothbrush, this is how I do it. Now you do want to be a little careful you don't get their hair, so you might want to practice first. Sorry about the intrusion. He is the newest member of our family, and he hasn't quite learned that we don't get on Mom's desk yet. I do foster kittens. He is a little on the smaller side, so he is with us a little longer than normal, but all the big kitties have learned to stay off the desk because Mom doesn't like it when you slide across the papers and eat her pencils. This little guy is still full of curiosity and wanting to help. So I'm going to move you so I don't paint you. He has had many of red dots on his nose from sniffing the markers and things while I'm coloring, and I accidentally get his nose. But other than that, he's adjusting well. Okay, so I still have a couple of spots I need to touch up real quick. So I just have regular old cheap Walmart white matte acrylic paint. I do not like gloss acrylic paint. I have tried it thinking it would give my paper a cool finish or a cool sheen, and it really doesn't. It just kind of makes a mess out of things, but to each their own. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean you may not. Definitely start with the smaller 97-cent bottle if you're going to try it though, because it is different. The gloss is not the gloss I was expecting. Okay, I just want to make sure I have all my black filled in, because once I put the stars on with paint, it is, if you try to fix anything, your pencil will scrape the paint off, which can be helpful sometimes if you make a boo-boo, but other times it can be a royal pain in the butt. Now I am going to do her fingernails, and I probably should have did them first, but I'm not too worried about it. But I am going to do them in gel pen, so as long as I can still see the outline, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, and then the other thing with the moon is I'm going to leave my moon white. So I'm going to go white, and then I'm going to take, this is cloud blue, and I'm going to go right up against the whole moon. I kind of don't like the lines around it, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. I'm going over the black line, but I will hit it with gel pen as well, so it also doesn't matter. Then I'm going to take the true blue like we did over here, and we're just going to blend these two together. Now you can be messy with it if you want. Try not to get right next to your moon so that your glow will look more effective. Try not to color her hair. Okay, and then I'm just going to come back with the cloud blue. And blend those together. Trying to get a nice smoky blend feel going here. You can also use it on your black, just in case you didn't know, to blend things like that. I don't know if you can see the difference on camera because it's kind of subtle. Try it right here. But it just kind of gives that foggy, smoky feel. Okay. I might come back and... Okay. So what I do is I take a paintbrush and I will use my thumb. You usually will put this on a plate or something, but quick and easy is my style. I put some paint on there. I'm going to cover up the parts I don't want, and I'm going to hold it close to my paper. Now, the closer, the bigger, the further away, the smaller. And I'm going to go slow. You don't have to go fast. And I will probably have to pull this a little closer for you to see the effect, but I'm going to go right over my galaxy and everything. So when you get a little closer to their hair, you can also kind of stick a piece of paper on here if you need to. But again, quick and easy. Now my paintbrush is old and it has seen lots of paint in its time. So you will see dust of that as well. And where I got her hair, I'm just going to quickly rub it off before it dries. Oh, and then I rubbed off the whole thing. It does take quite a bit of paint. Not at one time, but still. Okay, covering her red hair right here so I can make sure I get this section. Okay, pull that up closer and that is the effect you get. So quickly, I might take a dot. I use these from Dollar Tree, which is now $1.25 Tree. But they are the ones with the fat tip, so you don't get that plastic circle on your stuff. I don't like the regular Q-tips for these kind of projects. It does not matter if you pick up a little bit of color. For one, you can add eyeshadow to define your cloud a little more, and for two, you will pick up the pigment of the pencil around it, and it will start to change colors as you get it put down. It will take a few layers at least if you are trying to hide the black lines, especially where we're leaving it white right here. I might put it on a little thicker. Just make sure you kind of dab a little on the edges where it's a little more obvious so that everything has the same kind of texture. Sorry if you can hear that. I woke that kitten up talking and now he's tearing everything up. Okay, so I might add a little color to my moon just because I don't like how it looks with the cloud over top now. But this cloud over here I'm going to do the same. And if you want to mix a little blue or a little gray or a little yellow with your white when you do this, whatever you like for your clouds, go for it. I will probably play with this more when I get my other colors in, but for now I just want to have it on there. And so you can still see the black line through that. So I'm going to let it dry before I add another layer, but that is how I'm going to do my sky. Okay, so I have a little bit of time left. I'm going to quickly start Winifred's outfit while everything is drying and I'm waiting. So I pulled dark green, grass green, and apple green for this. Now the inside of her outfit is purple. So what I decided is I'm going to go black right up against these jewels because this is going to make these jewels pop. Now I tried looking in pictures and it's like every outfit of hers is a little different. The inside of this is definitely purple, but this spot was a little trickier, so I'm going to wing it a little and keep it with the purple theme. But I'm just going to use black to make the shadow a little deeper. Okay, and then I'm going to go with the black grape. The reason I did black grape instead of like a darker purple or violet is because she is going to be purple as well, and I don't want the purples to match. I want her to have her own purple for her outfit. Now black grape is a very soft pencil again, so going careful on it. Okay, then I'm going to take violet. You'll really be able to see that color change. Now, some of this will depend on if you are big into gel pens or embellishments or anything like that. If you have watched my channel, you will know I love embellishments. I love glitter, jewels, and mixed media, obviously. So I will probably bedazzle this part of her outfit, but I'm going to leave it for now. Okay, so then with the green, this is my dark green. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come around on the outside of these jewels. And just kind of darken everything here. Now he's meowing because he thinks he needs back up here. Now I'm not sure if her arms on her outfit are green, but they're going to be green now because I feel like it'll match, contrast Mary's red a little bit. So if you are wanting to keep it more exact to the film, then by all means you can do that. This is just what I decided was going to work for me. Now I'm going to come up a little ways because I feel like this shadow should be deeper on her arm. Are you being nice? Psst. Sorry, my big kitty loves the baby, but she might love him a little too much. She's never had babies of her own. So when we foster, she's real good about helping us clean and things, but sometimes baby is not as willing. So he screams a little. He's not hurt. He just doesn't want a bath. Okay, so we're going to shadow around this hand really well, and I might actually bring some black into that, just because we are working with dark colors. And I'm going to do the same on her arm here. Now I am going a little heavy because I do want this dark green to be pronounced in her outfit. I don't want a whole lot of my light color because she's not wearing light green. I'm gonna have to lock the kitties up. If it's not the kids, it's the kitties. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just kind of narrowing down where our highlights will be. Because I want to keep her green dark. Okay, leaving my fuzzy edge. Oh, and I forgot the underside of her arm. Now, Edwina's lines are pretty thick, so they're kind of doing the shadow work for us. But I am just going to add a tiny dot of black. I wanted my green down first so my black wasn't as harsh. That's why I did that different than I did the purple. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to darken this up. Okay, I feel like I need just a little more green here. I really don't want a huge highlight section on her. So if I can narrow it down a little, I want to do that. Okay. I'm just going to do the same on this side real quick. I'm just going to narrow it down a little. So we don't have such a huge area of light. She is a dark witch. Okay, then I have grass green. Okay, I'm just going everywhere I put that dark green. Now my apple green is going to be really bright, so I will probably put my apple green down and then come back over it with this. I am so sorry. I'm not sure why they are being so noisy. I think she's just trying to tell him to come here, and he's playtime. Okay, Okay, so just kind of blending this color over the top and pulling it down a little. Okay, so you can kind of see where her highlight's going to be. This is the part where you can kind of decide if you want it even. You've got everything where you want it, the shape you want it. Okay, and then apple green. We're blending over everything. So I'm kind of starting in the dark and doing small circulars and pulling it upward. Just seems to blend it out a little better. Okay, same with this. I'm going to start on the side and up top, pull it down. Now, if you end up with any harsh lines, you don't have to, you can go right back over and fix them. So I'm not going to worry about blending those out right this second. I'm just going to worry about getting it all filled in. Same thing on this arm. I am a little heavy-handed, so it probably looks like I'm pushing super hard. I am not pushing all that hard, but I am normally heavy-handed. I tried for a while to not be heavy-handed, and then I realized my heavy-handedness kind of gives me my own unique style. I get very vibrant colors, so I decided not to fight it and work with it, not against it so much. So if you're heavy-handed, don't feel like you have to necessarily just not be heavy-handed. Sometimes it is a curse, but other times. All right, she is looking great. So I think I'm gonna give her a green skirt as well, but there's shadow lines Edwina put in here, so I'm going to put those in black. I want to keep the dark feel of her dress. Her dress is not a bright, shiny mermaid green dress. And so what this black does is it just keeps the dark shadows dark, how we want them. So she doesn't come out too bright. Her top might be a little too bright. Oh my goodness. I got the shakes tonight. I haven't even had any caffeine. I have AFib, and so my heart went off the other night, like 2-3 nights ago. Friday it was. So I haven't had any caffeine because I've been behaving, so my heart will go back to normal. And I think my shakes are even worse without the caffeine than they are with the caffeine. Okay. So dark. We're just going to follow these lines all the way down. Now I am going over the stars. I am not too worried about it. So I'm probably going to gel pen them and sparkle them up anyway. Just add a little glitz and glitter to this page. Now around this kitty is going to be dark because he's going to leave a shadow. I just didn't want to do too much black because I didn't want him to blend in because he's going to be a black kitty, of course. Okay. Grass green. You can see I'm still following the 3 color rule, right? I'm still leaving highlight spots. Oh my goodness, these two. All right. So I'm gonna call it good there for the night. let everybody get their sky and Winifred's dress in. Questions, as always, questions, comments, leave them down below. I did the sky, the northern lights, and the paint technique, so that should give you a couple things to work with on top of her green and purple dress. I hope to see you for part 3. Thanks for watching.